Chapter 1. The Beginning of Their Love. Jake and Maria met during their college years at a sunny campus filled with laughter and dreams. Jake was studying business administration, while Maria was pursuing a degree in psychology. They first crossed paths in a coffee shop, where Maria was studying for her finals, and Jake was working on a group project. Jake noticed Maria's intense focus and was captivated by her passion for learning. One day, after gathering enough courage, Jake approached her. "Hi, I'm Jake. Do you mind if I join you?" Maria looked up, surprised, but then smiled and nodded. Their conversation flowed effortlessly as they discovered common interests: travel, music, and a love for adventure. They soon started spending every free moment together, going on hikes, visiting local art galleries, and enjoying late-night study sessions over cups of coffee. As their friendship blossomed into romance, they enjoyed all the joys of young love. They shared secrets, dreams, and hopes for the future. Jake found himself falling deeply in love with Maria. He admired her intelligence, kindness, and determination. For Maria, Jake was her rock, supportive and encouraging, always cheering her on in her pursuits. Chapter 2. The Proposal. After 4 years of dating, Jake decided it was time to take the next step. He planned a romantic weekend getaway to the mountains, where they had shared many wonderful memories. Jake carefully chose a beautiful spot by a tranquil lake, where they had often talked about their dreams for the future. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Jake took Maria's hand. "Maria, you make me the happiest man in the world. I can't imagine my life without you. Will you marry me?" He got down on one knee, revealing a sparkling ring. Maria gasped in disbelief, tears welling up in her eyes. "Yes, Jake, 1,000 times yes," she exclaimed, throwing her arms around him. They kissed under the fading light, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the promise of their future together. Chapter 3. The Wedding Day. Their wedding was a beautiful celebration attended by friends and family. Maria wore a stunning white gown adorned with lace, while Jake looked dapper in his navy suit. As they exchanged vows, they promised to love, honor, and cherish each other for all their lives. The reception was filled with laughter, dancing, and joyful toasts. Maria and Jake shared their first dance as a married couple, feeling like they were in a dream. They had built a solid foundation of love and trust, and the world felt full of endless possibilities. Chapter 4. Life After Marriage. After the honeymoon phase, Jake and Maria settled into their life as a married couple. They moved into a cozy apartment and decorated it with pictures from their travels and memories. Both had demanding jobs. Jake worked at a marketing firm, and Maria had just started her career as a school psychologist. At first, life was blissful. They enjoyed quiet evenings, cooking dinner together, going for walks, and discussing their day. However, as time went on, the pressures of work began to take a toll. Jake often worked late hours, trying to prove himself in a competitive environment, while Maria struggled with the emotional demands of her job. With their busy schedules, they found it challenging to spend quality time together. Communication started to fade, and misunderstandings crept in. They both felt the strain of their growing distance, but neither knew how to bridge the gap. Chapter 5. The Temptation. One evening, Jake returned home later than usual, exhausted from a long day at work. He found Maria sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone. "Hey, sorry I'm late," he said, trying to muster a smile. Maria looked up, her face unreadable. "It's fine. I was just watching a show," she replied, her voice lacking enthusiasm. Jake sensed something was off but didn't press the matter. As the weeks went by, Maria began spending more time with a coworker named Tom, who was charming and attentive. Tom noticed Maria's struggles and offered her a listening ear and support. He made her laugh and feel appreciated, something that had been missing in her life. Though Maria loved Jake, she started to feel drawn to Tom's attention. It was innocent at first, just friendly conversations over coffee, but slowly it escalated. They began sharing personal stories, and Maria found herself confiding in Tom about her feelings of loneliness and stress. Chapter 6. The Breaking Point. One night, Jake came home to find Maria on the phone, laughing softly. He felt a pang of jealousy but tried to shake it off. "Who are you talking to?" he asked casually. Maria hesitated. "Just a friend from work," she replied, quickly ending the call. Jake felt a knot in his stomach. That evening, he confronted Maria. "You've been distant lately? Is there something going on?" Maria felt cornered and defensive. "No, Jake. I promise. It's just work. I'm under a lot of stress." Jake wanted to believe her, but the doubt lingered in his mind. He tried to focus on his work, hoping to distract himself from his growing concerns. However, one evening, when Jake returned home early, he saw Maria in a deep conversation with Tom outside their apartment. Their body language was too relaxed, too intimate for his comfort. That night, Jake's worst fears became a reality when he discovered messages on Maria's phone from Tom. They were flirty and suggestive, crossing the line between friendship and something more. Heartbroken and filled with anger, Jake confronted Maria the next day. Chapter 7. The Confrontation. "Maria, we need to talk," Jake said, his voice trembling with emotion. "What is it?" Maria asked, looking worried. "I found messages on your phone. You and Tom." Jake couldn't finish his sentence, his heart aching. Maria's face paled. "Jake, I can explain. It was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to go that far." "A mistake? You've betrayed my trust. I can't believe this." Jake felt the pain welling up inside him. "How could you do this to us?" Tears streamed down Maria's face. "I'm so sorry, Jake. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was feeling lost and Tom was there for me, but it didn't mean anything to me." "Do you really expect me to believe that?" Jake shook his head, feeling a mix of rage and heartbreak. Maria reached out for him. "Please, Jake. I love you. I made a terrible mistake. I want to fix this. I promise it won't happen again." Chapter 8. The Aftermath. The days following the confrontation were painful for both of them. Jake felt a whirlwind of emotions: anger, betrayal, sadness, and confusion. Maria begged for forgiveness, but Jake struggled to trust her again. They both agreed to take some time apart to think about their relationship. During their separation, Jake sought solace in his friends and family. He shared his pain with them, seeking advice and understanding. They encouraged him to follow his heart and take the time he needed to heal. Meanwhile, Maria attended therapy to understand her actions and emotions better. She reflected on her feelings of loneliness and realized that her choices stemmed from a lack of communication with Jake. She missed the connection they once had and wanted to find a way back to him. Chapter 9. The Journey of Healing. After weeks of reflection and self-discovery, Jake and Maria decided to meet and talk. They met at the park where they used to walk together. The atmosphere was tense, filled with unspoken words and emotions. "Jake, I've missed you so much," Maria said, her voice shaking. "I've missed you too, but it's not that simple," Jake replied, looking away. "I'm hurt, Maria. It's hard to see past what happened. I understand. I've been working on myself and trying to figure out why I let things go so far," Maria explained. "I realize now that I was feeling neglected and overwhelmed. I never wanted to hurt you." Jake listened, his heart torn. "I want to believe you, but trust is hard to rebuild." "I'm willing to do whatever it takes," Maria said earnestly. "I love you, and I want to fight for us." After a long pause, Jake took a deep breath. "I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm willing to try. We need to communicate better and address the issues that led us here." They both agreed to attend couples therapy to work through their challenges together. It was a difficult process, filled with uncomfortable conversations and raw emotions, but they were committed to healing. Chapter 10. Rebuilding Trust. In therapy, Jake and Maria learned valuable tools for communication. They practiced expressing their feelings without judgment and listened to each other without interruption. They discovered the importance of vulnerability and how it could strengthen their bond. One evening, while cooking together, Maria turned to Jake. "I've been thinking a lot about our journey. I want to make things right. How can I support you?" Jake smiled softly. "Just being honest with me is enough. I want to feel secure in our relationship again." As the weeks went by, they began to rebuild their connection. They shared their dreams, fears, and the little moments that made them smile. They went on hikes, cooked together, and watched movies on the couch, finding joy in their shared experiences. Chapter 11. The Test of Strength. Despite their progress, challenges continued to arise. Jake still struggled with moments of jealousy and insecurity, especially when Maria spent time with her coworkers. One day, while she was out with friends, Jake couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. When Maria returned home, Jake confronted her. "Where were you?" "I just want to know you're not talking to Tom." Maria felt frustrated. "Jake, we talked about this. I'm trying to prove to you that I'm committed to us. You have to trust me." Jake sighed, feeling guilty for doubting her. "I'm sorry. It's hard for me. I just don't want to go through this pain again." "I understand, but I need you to trust me. Let's work on this together," Maria pleaded. They agreed to set boundaries to help rebuild trust. Jake would share his feelings whenever he felt insecure, and Maria would reassure him of her commitment to their relationship. Chapter 12. A New Chapter. As the months passed, Jake and Maria continued to work on their relationship. They celebrated small victories, better communication, deeper emotional connection, and moments of laughter. They attended couples therapy regularly and learned to navigate their differences with empathy and understanding. One day, while hiking in the mountains, they came across a beautiful waterfall. They stopped to take in the view, and Jake turned to Maria, a smile on his face. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Maria smiled back, her heart full. "I never want to take this for granted again. I appreciate everything we've worked for." Jake took her hand, feeling a surge of love. I love you, Maria. I'm so grateful for your commitment to us. I love you too, Jake. You mean the world to me, Maria replied, leaning in for a kiss. Chapter 13. A Bright Future. With their relationship on a healthier path, Jake and Maria began to dream about their future. They talked about starting a family, traveling, and building a home filled with love and laughter. The thought of becoming parents filled them with joy and excitement. They started planning a family and discussing names for their future children. I want a little girl named Lily, Maria said, her eyes sparkling with hope. Jake chuckled. Lily is beautiful. And if we have a boy, how about naming him after my father? As they shared their dreams, they felt a sense of unity that had been missing during their struggles. Their love had matured, evolving into a deeper, more resilient bond. Chapter 14. The Big Day. Finally, the day arrived when Maria went into labor. Jake was nervous but excited as they rushed to the hospital. He held Maria's hand, reassuring her throughout the process. They faced the challenges together, remembering the strength they had built over the years. After several hours, they welcomed their beautiful baby girl into the world. As Jake held their daughter for the first time, tears streamed down his face. "She's perfect, Maria," he said, his voice filled with emotion. Maria smiled through her tears, feeling an overwhelming sense of love for her family. "We did it, Jake. She's ours." They named their daughter Lily, a symbol of their love and the new beginnings they had created together. Jake and Maria knew that their journey had come full circle, from overcoming challenges to embracing the joy of parenthood. Chapter 15. Parenting Together. As new parents, Jake and Maria faced the challenges of sleepless nights and diaper changes, but they tackled it as a team. They took turns soothing Lily, and even in the chaos, they found moments of laughter and joy. One night, while trying to calm a fussy Lily, Maria joked, "Do you think she will ever sleep through the night?" Jake chuckled, rocking their daughter gently. "I think we might need a miracle for that." They cherished the little moments, Lily's first smile, her first steps, and her giggles that filled their home with warmth. Each milestone strengthened their bond, reminding them of the love that brought them together. Chapter 16. Embracing Change. As the years passed, Maria and Jake continued to grow as individuals and as a couple. They supported each other through career changes and personal growth. Maria received a promotion at work, and Jake decided to start his own marketing agency. Amidst the changes, they prioritized their relationship, ensuring they made time for date nights and adventures. They never took each other for granted again. One evening, while enjoying a quiet dinner together, Maria looked into Jake's eyes. "I can't believe how far we've come. I feel so lucky to have you in my life." Jake smiled warmly. "I feel the same way. We've overcome so much together, and it only makes us stronger." Chapter 17. A Love That Endures. As they settled into their new roles as parents, Jake and Maria found joy in the little moments. They cherished every smile, laugh, and milestone, always supporting each other through the ups and downs of parenting. They reflected on their journey together and the love that had carried them through the hardest times. Jake often reminded Maria how far they had come, saying, "We fought for our love, and now we're creating a beautiful life together." Maria smiled, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. I will always cherish what we have, Jake. You are my partner in everything. Their love story continued to unfold, filled with laughter, challenges, and a deeper understanding of what it meant to be a family. They knew that life would bring more tests, but together they were ready to face anything. Chapter 18: The Importance of Communication. One day, during a family gathering, Maria and Jake noticed that many of their friends were struggling with communication in their relationships. They decided to host a workshop focused on effective communication skills for couples, sharing the lessons they had learned throughout their journey. As they planned the workshop, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. They wanted to help others navigate their challenges and build stronger connections. During the workshop, they shared their story and the tools that had helped them rebuild trust. They encouraged couples to be open and honest about their feelings, fostering an environment of support and understanding. Chapter 19: The Unexpected Challenge. Just when they felt their lives were stable, an unexpected challenge arose. Jake received news that his father had fallen seriously ill. The family gathered to support one another, and Jake felt a wave of emotions wash over him: fear, sadness, and a desire to be strong for his family. Maria stood by Jake's side, offering her unwavering support. "We'll get through this together, just like we always have," she reassured him. As they navigated the difficult times, they leaned on each other for comfort. Maria reminded Jake of the importance of cherishing every moment, and together they found solace in their shared love. Chapter 20: A Love That Overcomes. Through the ups and downs, Jake and Maria learned that love is not just a feeling. It is a commitment to work together, to communicate, and to support each other. They faced life's challenges with resilience and found strength in their love. One night, after a long day, Jake turned to Maria and said, "I couldn't have done this without you. You're my rock." Maria smiled softly, "And you're mine. Together, we can face anything." As the sun set over their home, Jake and Maria sat on the porch, watching Lily play in the garden. They held hands, feeling a sense of peace and fulfillment. Their journey had shown them the power of trust, forgiveness, and resilience. Jake turned to Maria, smiling. "I love you, Maria." "I love you too, Jake," she replied, her heart full of happiness. Together they embraced the bright future ahead, hand in hand, ready to create more beautiful memories as a family. Chapter 21: A New Beginning. Years passed, and Lily grew into a curious and vibrant little girl. She brought joy and laughter into their lives, reminding them of the importance of family. Maria and Jake cherished every moment, attending school events, exploring the world together, and creating lasting memories. One day, as they sat down for dinner, Lily asked, "Mom, Dad, how did you two meet?" Jake and Maria exchanged a knowing glance, smiling at each other. "Well, it's a long story, but it's also a story about love and forgiveness," Jake began. As they recounted their journey, they emphasized the importance of communication and trust. They wanted Lily to understand that every relationship has its challenges, but with love and commitment, they could overcome anything. Chapter 22: The Legacy of Love. As Lily grew older, she often looked to her parents for guidance in her own relationships. She admired the love and respect they had for each other and wanted to create a similar bond in her life. Jake and Maria instilled in Lily the values of honesty, trust, and communication. They encouraged her to express her feelings openly and to always prioritize the people she loved. One evening, as they tucked Lily into bed, she whispered, "I want to find a love like yours when I grow up." Maria kissed her forehead, smiling. "You will, sweetheart. Just remember to always be true to yourself and communicate openly." Jake added, "And know that love is a journey, filled with ups and downs, but with the right person, it's always worth it." Chapter 23. Celebrating Milestones. As the years went by, Jake and Maria celebrated many milestones together. They held family gatherings, anniversaries, and birthday parties, filling their home with laughter and love. Their bond grew stronger as they faced life's challenges together, always supporting each other. On their 10th wedding anniversary, Jake surprised Maria with a romantic getaway to the same mountains where they first hiked together. As they stood at the waterfall, the sun setting behind them, Jake took Maria's hand and said, "You've made me a better man, and I'm grateful for every moment we've shared." Tears of joy filled Maria's eyes as she replied, "And you've been my greatest blessing. I love you more every day." Chapter 24. Looking Ahead. As they stood together, looking at the breathtaking view, they knew that life would continue to present challenges, but their love had equipped them to handle anything. They felt a renewed sense of hope and excitement for the future, knowing that they would face it together. Together, they shared dreams of traveling the world with Lily, experiencing new adventures, and continuing to grow as a family. They were ready to embrace whatever life had in store for them, holding each other's hands tightly. Their love story was a testament to the power of trust, commitment, and resilience. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Jake and Maria felt grateful for their journey and excited for the new adventures that awaited them. Chapter 25. The final chapter. Years later, as they sat together reminiscing about their journey, Jake and Maria reflected on the beautiful life they had created. They had faced challenges and emerged stronger, always learning and growing together. Lily, now a young woman, had blossomed into a compassionate and independent individual, embodying the values her parents had instilled in her. She often returned home, sharing her dreams and aspirations with Jake and Maria, who offered their unwavering support. One evening, as they gathered for dinner, Jake raised his glass. "To love, resilience, and family. We've come so far, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner." Maria smiled, tears of joy in her eyes. "I love you, Jake. Here's to many more memories together." With their hearts full, they toasted to the journey that had shaped their lives. They knew that their love story was far from over. It was a continuous journey, filled with laughter, lessons, and the beauty of family. And so they embraced the future together, ready for whatever adventures awaited them, hand in hand, heart to heart.